Welcome everyone, this is Mritula. Today we'll dive into threat hunting, proactive cyber defense. Imagine being a detective always looking for clues before crime happens. This is the spirit of threat hunting in cybersecurity. Cyber threats today are clever and constantly evolving. Traditional defenses like firewalls or antivirus software react after the threat is found. Think of them like locks that only protect you after an intruder tries to break in. Instead, threat hunting is all about seeking out hidden dangers before they strike, like checking your house for vulnerability before the intruder even arrives. So, what is threat hunting? Threat hunting is a proactive hypothesis driven process guided by trained analysts. They use smart tools, threat intelligence, and AI to uncover attacks that slips past normal defenses. For example, a security analyst might hypothesize, what if someone is using a stealthy method to access our data? They investigate unusual patterns over weeks, over months, sometimes catching the attackers long before alarm goes off. What is the relevance of threat hunting to cryptography and network security? Cryptography protects your secrets. Think of it as an envelope sealing your information. Threat hunting ensures no one is sneaking a peek into these envelopes. Analysts even study encrypted traffic patterns to spot anomalies. For example, an attacker could try to exploit flaws in the encryption handshake of a website. Threat hunters look for such oddities in the logs, ensuring credentials and data remain safe. Why is threat hunting needed? A shocking 68% of breaches go undetected for months. Attackers often hide encrypted channels, and stealthy attacks may never trigger an alarm. Regular security tools could miss malware hiding in normal files or traffic. Threat hunting provides better visibility, like turning on all the lights in the dark house, speed and intelligence to spot those lurking dangers. Let's dive into the key principles of threat hunting. Proactivity in threat hunting. Threat hunting begins before alerts even signal a problem. Think of it as a detective proactively patrolling a neighborhood, not waiting for alarms to ring, but looking for signs of suspicious activity. For example, security analysts might examine logs for unusual login times. Say someone logging in at 3 a.m. for an unfamiliar IP address. This proactive approach helps to catch threats early, often before they cause damage. Next comes the data driven analysis. The core of threat hunting is analyzing massive amount of data, logs, network flows, encrypted traffic to find hidden patterns. Imagine shifting through millions of web requests to spot a pattern, such as a rare sequence of commands that indicate a malicious script. Deep analysis of network metadata, user activities, and encrypted traffic allows hunters to spot anomalies like data exfiltration attempts or command and control communication secretly embedded within legitimate traffic. Next comes the hypothesis based approach. Threat hunters don't just look blindly, they form hypotheses and test them. For instance, they might hypothesize an attacker might be using a legitimate looking process to hide data retrieval. They then investigate related indicators such as unusual registry modification or upstream network connection to confirm or dismiss the suspicion. This scientific method increases the likelihood of discovering advanced threats that otherwise go unnoticed. Iterative process. Each hunt is a learning experience. Hunters refine their hypothesis, develop new techniques, and adapt to emerging threats. It's like a cycle. Detect, analyze, and learn and adapt. For example, if they discover a new method attackers use to bypass cryptographic defenses, they update their detection tools and approaches. Over time, this continuous learning creates a resilient defense mechanism. Human AI collaboration. The future of threat hunting is a partnership between human expertise and automation. Imagine Sherlock Holmes working side by side with AI assistants, Homes breaking institution experience in hypothesis building, while AI quickly scans endless data streams for anomalies. AI algorithm can detect deviations from normal behavior like sudden spikes in encrypted traffic and notify analysts who interpret and decide the next step. This dramatically speeds up the detection. Let's see an example scenario. Suppose an organization notices unusual encryption traffic. A human analyst hypothesizes it could be encrypted command and control communication. Using AI powered tools, they analyze SSL, TLS fingerprinting data and find irregular certificates. They confirm a stealthy attack before sensitive data is exfiltrated. All this happens proactively using data driven insights and human judgments working together. Let's see the role of cryptography in threat hunting. Over 90% of web traffic uses HTTPS encryption. Threat hunters deploy SSL TLS fingerprinting to detect malicious pattern. For example, a fake certificate might signal a man in the middle attack, just as the forged passport signal criminal activity. Hashing also validates logs and system files, ensuring nothing was tampered with. Controlled decryption gateways allow safe monitoring while maintaining user privacy. Let's see the role of AI and ML in threat hunting. ML detects deviation in what's normal, while NLP helps analyze threat intelligence from nuisance or alert. AI reduces false alarms and helps analysts focus on genuine threats. Imagine predictive models warning you about new attack tricks before they happen based on patterns across the globe. Tools and technologies used in threat hunting. The first one is SIEM. This stands for Splunk, IBM, QRadar, ArcSight. They gather and analyze security data. Next comes the EDR, XDR. CrowdStrike, Microsoft Defender. They monitor endpoints for abnormal actions. Threat Intel, MISP anomaly. They share insight on attackers' tactics. Network monitoring, Wireshark, Zeek's Not. They inspect real time traffic. Automations, SOAR Cortex, XSOAR, IBM Resilient. They automate response when threats are found. Let's look at the real world example that highlights the value of proactive threat hunting. In this case, attackers managed to embed a backdoor malware within a legitimate software update. So every time the update was pushed, malware silently installed itself along with the authentic software. What made this especially dangerous is that everything looked legitimate. The files were signed and the normal antivirus system didn't flag anything unusual. Now, here's what threat hunting made the difference. During a routine network hunt, analysts noticed abnormal encrypted communication between several internal servers and an external IP address. The traffic didn't match the organization's known encryption pattern. The payload sizes and the timings were slightly irregular. It wasn't generally any alert, but it stood out just enough to raise curiosity. The hunter dug deeper. They correlated the timing of the communication with recent system updates. That's when the connection clicked. The suspicious network activity was directly linked to the new deployed software version. On investigation, they uncovered the hidden backdoor and realized it had the capability to exfiltrate the sensitive data silently. This example clearly shows that automated tools alone might not have caught the attack. It was a combination of human intuition, data correlation, and proactive hunting that exposed the hidden threat and protected the organization. Let's move on to the benefits and the challenges. Starting with the benefits, the most important one is the early detection. Threat hunting helps discover malicious activity that hasn't triggered any alerts yet. Instead of waiting for an incident to report, hunters actively search for unusual behavior. Second is the reduced attacker dwell time. Many breaches go unnoticed for weeks or even months. By continuously hunting through logs, network flows, and endpoint activities, organization can drastically cut down their dwell time. Third is the improved detection rules in automation. Every time a hunter uncovers a new pattern or a hidden technique, that knowledge can be turned into a permanent detection rule. Fourth is the better visibility and understanding of the environment. Hunting forces teams to know where the logs come from, what's being monitored, and what's not. This deeper understanding often exposes blind spots in data collection or configuration. Now, coming to the challenges, because hunting is powerful but not easy. The first big challenge is data volume and noise. Modern environments generate enormous amount of data, logs, flowcharts, alerts, events. And digging through all the data to find one subtle anomaly can feel like searching a needle in a haystack. Sometimes critical data sources like internal DNS logs or endpoint process creation events just aren't available. Without the coverage, even the best hunters can miss the important clues. Third is the shortage of skilled personnel. Threat hunting isn't just about tools, it needs analysts with experience, pattern recognition skills, and strong understanding of both attackers and defender technique. Hunting takes dedicated time to explore, test hypotheses, and verify results. In organizations where teams already overloaded with alerts, allocating time for proactive hunts can be difficult. Let's move on to the future of threat hunting, a space that evolves faster than even before. As cyber attackers grow more sophisticated, the future of threat hunting lies in greater automation, intelligence sharing, and human AI collaboration. We are moving from a manual institution based hunting towards a model where data science and machine learning assist the hunters at every stage. To start with, AI and automation are transforming how hunts begin. Instead of manually searching through terabytes of logs, future hunters will rely on AI driven analytics that automatically surface anomalies and correlations. Machine learning models will now help identify patterns that would be too complex or too subtle for a human to detect quickly. This doesn't replace human hunters, instead, it amplifies their capability. The hunters will focus more on reasoning and interpretation, while AI handles the repetitive data crunching. Next, we'll see the rise of predictive threat hunting. Today, hunts are largely reactive and hypothesis based. We look for something suspicious for an event. In the future, with advanced threat intelligence and behavior model, threat hunting will become predictive. Another exciting direction is cloud native and hybrid environment hunting. With workloads moving to the cloud, future hunters will adapt their techniques to these dynamic environments. Telemetry from containers, microservices, and services application will never become new frontier for detecting malicious activity. At the same time, skill evolution will be a key. The future threat hunters won't just be a cybersecurity analyst, they'll be a part of data scientist, part investigator, part system engineer, analytical reasoning, scripting, automations will become a core components of hunters toolkit. We covered the gist and the important features of threat hunting. Thank you for listening.